Hello there. Storm Babet has been causing all kinds of problems in terms of flooding in different parts of the UK over the last couple of days. And of course, we've had some very strong gusts of wind as well. 60-mile-an-hour gusts running into the North Sea coast, bringing those large and battering waves, for example, to Sunderland. And flooding in Scotland has been, of course, a real concern, where we have had a number of severe flood warnings. Away from Scotland, we've also got lots of flood warnings in force across parts of England in particular, but also a few for Wales. You can check the latest situation on the BBC Weather website. Now, in terms of weather warnings, through Friday night, the warnings from northern England will lapse, and we'll be left with these warnings in Scotland for Saturday. Amber warning and another red warning into parts of Angus and Aberdeenshire. We're expecting another 70 to 100 millimetres of rain. That rain falling, of course, on the top of what has already fallen, and so we are likely to see some further severe flooding across these eastern areas of Scotland in particular, where it will also continue to be windy. Further south, the rain easing off across northern England, but the rivers across this part of the world can take a day or two to respond to all that rainwater, so the flooding could still get worse for some communities, even when the rain stops falling and the weather starts to get a little bit brighter. Chance of a bit of rain as well, skirting into parts of southern England during Saturday to watch out for. Now, heading through Saturday night, the majority of the rain finally pulls out of the way. At least the bits that are left over in Scotland will turn lighter and patchier, and we'll get this ridge of high pressure building in from the southwest for Sunday. What that means is, for the vast majority of the country, we're looking at a much brighter day, a lot drier weather for most, and some decent spells of sunshine. Temperatures around 12 to 15 degrees. So that's actually quite close to average for the time of year. Although it's dry, again, there could be some communities where the flooding just keeps getting a little bit worse before we start to see a bit more of an improvement. Perhaps into Monday, it looks like being another largely dry day, perhaps apart from the far south, where a weather system looks set to threaten later on. So not a bad kind of day on Monday. A few mist and fog patches clearing, sunny spells for most, then the cloud thickens in the south. We'll start to see some rain approaching the south coast. Of course, southern England's not particularly been so badly hit by Storm Babet over recent days, so can cope with a bit more rain, I suppose. Beyond that, though, as we head into deeper into the new week, low pressure really does take hold, and it looks like we will see some further pulses of rain crossing the country. Some of it could be quite heavy, and of course the big problem with that is the ground's completely saturated after all of that recent heavy rainfall, so it probably won't take much more to see flooding concerns re-emerge. And that rain again going in some of the wettest, or places that have been wettest in Storm Babet across northern England, into parts of Scotland as well, potentially for Tuesday. Something again a bit brighter in the south, temperatures about 12 to 16 degrees Celsius. Towards the middle part of next week, low pressure's still firmly in charge, with rain or showers coming in off the Atlantic, staying unsettled and quite changeable really. So do expect further outbreaks of rain deep into next week. It stays unsettled, temperatures generally staying quite close to average. But of course, the immediate concern is where we have those amber and red weather warnings, which will tend to concentrate on Saturday into parts of Scotland, where we could see some further severe flooding problems.